Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? I'm gonna quickly talk about something really interesting, especially for people who are senior developers, who've been doing this for a while. This video is not really for junior developers because you're not gonna be put in positions where you have to speak to um, like stakeholders and all that. But if you're a senior developer and you regularly speak to stakeholders and people above you who are not technical, so this video is for these people. Um, so if you're in a position where you have to where you regularly or sometimes you have to speak to people who are above you and they're not technical, the way you speak is completely different than how you'd speak to a technical person, right? It's completely different. So let me tell you this: the first thing you have to keep in mind when you speak to such people is they're not technical, obviously. So if you go too much into details, they're gonna get bored. Okay, that's one thing. So to not put yourself in a weird position where you're just boring everyone, people are like, I just want to go out this meeting, I don't have any interest because I don't understand anything. If you don't want to put yourself in this position, what you should do is keep um, the way you speak, what you speak, how you deliver, and all that, very generic. You don't want to go too many specifics about whatever you're trying to demo or anything else. You really don't want to be too technical. If you want to be technical, then be technical, but make sure that they understand that. Make sure people who are not technical understand the technical things that you're trying to explain. So make sure you understand yourself first, and non-technical people also understand that. If you want to be technical, but avoid being too technical. Just try to keep it very generic. And second thing is get to the point. Okay, as soon as you start your meeting or call or demo, whatever, you make sure you get to the point as soon as possible. Don't delay getting to the point. Don't try to go from A to B to C to D to E slowly. Nobody has time for that. Just get to the point and then you can explain. It's like backwards. This is what I built, this is how it looks, this is what it does, da 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 da. Now people understand everything. Now if you want to, then you can go in a little bit details, but it's still keep it generic, keep it vague. Don't go into too many details. That's the first and second thing. Keep it generic and get to the point really quickly. Third thing is try to keep it interactive. A lot of time as developers, we're in our world, we're in a la la land, and when we start speaking, we're just lost. We don't know what we're doing. So what try to do, think from other person's perspective and try to give them a chance to ask questions. Okay, first you get to a point as soon as possible. Show them the final product quick. Then while you're doing it, you need to keep it generic. Don't Yeah, nobody has time for technical details. What I'm speaking about, particular people. So these people don't have time for technical details. They just want to see the final product. Okay, they need to go jump into the other meeting. So keep that in mind. Okay, so get to the point, keep it generic, and final thing is to keep it interactive. Tell them again and again, and remind them, do you have any questions, does it make sense? Because when they start interacting with you, it's going to make your life way way easier. Comparing that to you know to a situation where you're sitting demoing something and then nobody is saying anything. That is hard. That really is hard when nobody asks any question, nobody says anything at all. That's really hard. You don't want to be in that position. Okay, so make your point, keep it generic, and lastly, encourage them to ask a lot of questions. Take break and tell them, does that make what do you think about that so far? Before I carry on, do these three things and you'll be fine. But if I had to kind of shuffle these three things, keeping it generic, making point as soon as possible, and asking questions, I would say encouraging others to ask questions goes at the top. That really goes at the top. And if you can do these three things while you're speaking to people higher up and who are not technical enough, I think you'll be fine.